Jake, man, he's gonna be out here watching. Don't be too offended by him. Sometimes he makes some obscene comments. I don't know why he does that. And when he does, he can't really open his mouth and wash it in water. So I dip him in water. Whatever. We'll make it work. All right, let's get this guy going here. Okay. Here's what we got. We're gonna be. You can hear my neighbor over there on his zero return mowing. But that's it. We're gonna be working on the claws and stuff on this guy. I think I'll try to bring it up here a little bit more. There we go. Maybe. How about there? That might make a little more sense. Yeah, a little more visible that way. All right. There's a lot of people live streaming today. I noticed that. So I don't expect to be special, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Okay, maybe a little bit more. All right, hopefully Jake approves. That's what matters, is what Jake thinks. Okay, let's get it done. All right, I'm gonna start out with the toes. Cut the feet down, and there's some more rounding and stuff to do, and I'm out of 2-cycle oil, and I didn't realize it. I went to make some fuel. So you'll have that. That's what happens when you're dumb, you know what I'm saying? See what we got. Hey, what's going on, Ray? Glad to see you in there, everybody. All right, we're gonna get this baby fired up. Maybe. all come out pretty good. I can't complain about that at all. I need to take this little bit of line out of here, but I'm going to be putting some hair in there anyway. So I cut it down. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. Be sure and hit that like button. We appreciate y'all being in there. Two done for now, as far as I can go with the chainsaw anyway. I'm going to do the feet next. We'll pull up on him a little bit. Yeah, that's the thing I noticed. There was all kinds of people live streaming today. It's like a very busy day for live streaming, but we said we were going to do this today, and that's what we're doing. I was just trying to get a better shot at the feet, but it ain't working out, I don't think. We'll find out. If not, I might just have to go back to what we had. Yeah, you can't really see what I'm doing. At least in my mind, you can't, you know, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to do it. How about that? I'm just going to shut up and do it. So they're kind of still blocky. Actually, they're not kind of still blocky. They're blocky. Let's get to work on them. But, you know, I find myself, I'm out here doing this and I'm cutting these toes in, you know, and I'm counting them. I'm like 1, 2, 3, and somehow the fifth toe always just ends up there. You count the 4 and 4 cuts, and somehow there's a fifth toe. And I don't know if I understand that or not. You know, it's just, I guess that's just what happens when you're dumb. You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, let me try to get that. I'm just trying to get a little bit of an angle so you can see what I'm doing, but I know it's kind of bright out here. It'll be better once I start hairing, but actually I can't believe how fast I'm going through these toes and giving them nice claws, you know. By the time we hair them down, it'd be pretty cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and give these guys some big old pointy claws, and I've been tapering them off. And of course I'll have to clean this up a little bit at the end, but I've been tapering them off so that they're, you know, like they're stuck in the ground is what I'm after. Okay. Now I gotta go to Helen Keller. So I think I'm in it fine. Let's see how she does. But the heck of it is I'm out of fuel, so I can only do what I had in these 3 saws. I forgot all about being out of oil, but you'll have that. That's what happens when you're dumb. Okay, all right. Don't you say that, I'll get mad. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. Come on, Helen. So I got toes, nice pointy toes. Here, I'll show you. It might take me a second. It's a little easier to see this way. But anyways, claws, kind of basic claws. I can round these out a little bit more, but I think I'm gonna wait until I'm doing it with a angle grinder on those, But the knees here, pretty deep, not looking too bad. Be sure to hit that like button. Hey, Perry, what's going on? Mainly off grid. Hello. Grayson does 777, best chainsaw carver in the world. Glad to see you. Matthew, what's going on? Urban Makings. Heck yeah. Okay, let me change positions here, and then I'm going to start hairing this dude up. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And remember, we're hanging out with Jake today. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Jake's kind of ornery. I got to watch him. Sometimes he says stuff he shouldn't. But anyway, this is Jake, in case anybody's met him. Yeah, he's kind of a nice guy, but not always. Sometimes he's a jerk. And you can't expect him to always be what you want him to be. He's a nice guy, though. He's not too bad. For a bear, anyway. How about that? For a bear, he's kind of a nice guy. All right. That kind of casts a shadow, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, then here, let's do that. We'll go this way, and hopefully I'll hit a button like I did the other day and just screw all of this up. Okay. All right. This guy's going to get some hair. I can hear my heart beating through these headphones. I'm like, man, is your heart supposed to beat that fast? I don't know. Move over to the front of him here, and we'll work on his chest and stuff. I think it looks pretty good. Not too bad. Chest, I can't see any reason to make any changes or anything. I'll put it that way. There we go. He's right there. He's got the sun. He's got the whole world in the sun or something like that. I don't know. It'll be down in a second. take this and slide it over that way. A little less sun, maybe. Maybe a little less sun. I don't know. Let's try it. We'll find out. I think I got some other work. It just hit me that I think I got some other fuel too. Here I was worried about running out, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's see what we got here. Hey, 35 likes. What's going on, Mike Stanifer? Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. All right, guys, I'll keep right on going. I'll tell you what, it gets you right here. And this is becoming like a pumpkin. I mean, it's just really growing, but at the same time, that hair just really gets you right there. Wears your arm out pretty quick. Change angles again. Go around here without the sun. That way Jake can be seen. Jake likes to be seen, you know. If you guys see Jake, you know, you want to wave at him, say hi. He's kind of a vain little fella, you know, can't blame him. What do you think, Jake? You want to see the camera real quick? Okay. Everybody Jake wants to say hi. Just give a minute out of your day. Say hi to Jake. Say hi, Jake. Hello, everybody. Okay, you got to shut up and go back to bed, okay? All right. He's listening. Now, you sit over there and quit making gestures at me. I'm busy, okay? All right, here we go. Let's give this guy some more hair on the side. If you guys see him, let me know. I'll go over there and cut him in half. around for that. It's kind of, you know, trying to keep some of it out of the sun, but it's not too bad right there. Okay. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. What do you guys think? Is Jake getting out of line? I hope not. Okay, there we go. All right. Take the camera around the back. Which one thing about it, with all that sun, we ought to have really, really good lighting, right? Okay. So everything except for the head, I need to do some work on the head. And actually, there's a few places here. There we go. Get that turned back in there. I'll do that first. Okay, let's get this done. Y'all hit the like button already. Okay. Like he's got a dimple there in his butt cheek. So, and I'm gonna make him match on this side. I'm gonna cut a little chunk out of there. Kind of make it tail there. Not all of them have tails, but mine does. He's special because he has a tail. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he has a tail. Okay. Yeah, dude, we get the point. Shut up. Okay. So I got the butt done. A little bit of back, the leg. I want to get, we'll come around here where we can get this leg a little bit. And I'm going to use the other saw for that. Let's see how it's going. How y'all doing in there? Okay, let's see. I can't hardly see it. Hey, Matthew, Runick, what's going on? Glad to see you guys. Hey, Dave Collier. Yeah, just giving this guy some hair. My first 6 foot bear. Just having a good time with him. Y'all be sure to hit the like if you haven't already. I'm going to work this little section of leg that hadn't been done before I continue on the back. And but I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I want to cut the face down a little bit, and I've been kicking that back with the 16, and the 16 don't get us this that micro picco doesn't get us deep when it hits it, and I'm okay with that because it's the back of the bear. But that's it. I don't know. We just keep doing it. Hope we do it right. Who am I kidding? I don't care. Okay, Jake, we gotta have a talk. Okay, let's get over here and talk to this guy for a second. What now? Yeah, but nobody cares. That's the problem. Yes, they know you're a piece of wood. Well, I mean, look, if they can't take you seriously, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, all right, I've had enough of him. All right, I hope you guys had enough of him too. He's got problems. Okay, all right, let's put it over here. But I mean, you know, I told him I'd hang out with him. I wish I was dishonest now, you know, after spending some time with that guy. Jake. How you gonna get supplemental insurance? You ain't even got a job. Stupid little bear. I don't know what to do with him. Oh, I'm still not. Tell you something. If anybody ever tells you the best friend you could have is one that you created, they're a liar. Okay, how about that? All right. Yeah, he's a jerk, I'm telling you. All right. Okay, I don't know. I need to work on the head. But I was thinking about working on this bottom, cleaning the bottom up a little bit more too. It's not bad. But I guess I'll just go. The other day I hit that button. Oh, I was miserable after I hit that button, let me tell you. But it worked out good. So I think I'm gonna cut around instead of just having him have just solid block going into the base of this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and trim around the edges of it and just give him a little foot shape, you know? Why not? what you'd call them. But the feet basically, it helped the feet look separated from the stand a little bit. Let's see if I can't set that up there. Yeah, bounce it around. Bounce him around. Look, the sun's blocked now. How about that? But I got to clean up in the toes, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to do here, because, I mean, part of me wants to cut this down in like a 45 and cut some of that off, and I'm seriously... That thing's still got plenty of fuel in it too. So that's what I'm considering, because really, other than hair in the head, re-hair in the head, and hair in the head, which is all the hair in heads, I got to take, I don't have to do nothing. I want to. I want to take some of this off and round this out. And, you know, I know it's kind of after the fact, but at the same time, that's what I want to do. You know, if that's what you want to do, you're probably going to do it. What do you guys think? Does that sound right? Hi, Quinn. Yeah, he'll be for sale. He's going to be sitting out there at the end of my driveway. If you're in Southeast Ohio, you need to send me an email. But otherwise, I'll probably sell him to somebody local. Okay. I guess the other thing I need to do too is clean the bottom base of the log up. But I'm not going to waste time on YouTube with that. But let's see what happens. I think I could regret it, but I'm gonna cut some of this down. I don't know, about 30 degrees. Both sides, and I'll do it with the 16 just because it's slower and I'll have time to think about what I'm doing. Yeah, I can see that. That's kind of accomplishing what I was after. So I guess I need to go ahead and cut the other side down and see if I can make them pretty even. It's about 6 inches back. It's going to be a little trickier to do this side though. So height-wise, it's about there. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Thing is, I don't really think you guys can much see it. It's kind of in the shadows, isn't it? But it's just changing bringing his head back a little bit, kind of giving him, he's still going to be cartoony no matter what. Big old muzzle. And that's the other thing. I could cut that muzzle back some more. But I just kind of like it. I mean, I like him as a big clown look. You know, he's a big goofy looking guy. He's having a good time. I kind of like it. So I guess we'll hair him. And if I change my mind, it'll be later. How about that? Not going to be now. But he's got a big old muzzle. I think he's super cute. I could cut that down a little more. And that was something else I considered. I don't know. So here, let me clean this up and I'll hair the head, because this part I'm happy with. And I thought about taking more out of here, but in the end, I'm going to leave it like it is. But, all right. Now if that's haired up, I get to consider the muzzle. Don't want to cut anything down on it. And I thought about taking some slope out of it. And I mean, I don't care. You know, if it don't come out, it don't come out. It just kind of is what it is. But I'm having fun with it. Here, we'll take it and put him right on him. He just got this big cartoony head. And the rest of him actually looks, I mean, kind of, sort of real-ish. You know, real-ish, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, he's pretty happy. I think he's pretty happy, yeah. But just looking here, I just kind of like to take some of that out. I don't know. And I might regret it, but hey, I can do that, right? I can always make another one. I got all kinds of more to offer. that didn't really change all that much. So I don't know. Maybe take some more off of here, slope down at an angle into the mount. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. That just makes him look more cartoony, yeah, and less cat-like. I do like that. Okay, so I'm gonna take the same thing out of here, or as close as I can get to the same thing anyway. It is what it is. It's just gonna make him look cuter, you know? I mean, hell, I'm putting him out there by the road. face looking pretty good. It slimmed him down a little bit. Just made him a heck of a lot cuter, I think, and a little less, yeah, a little less cat-like, a little more bear-nose-like. I gotta take some of this off though, compared to this here. That's a little bit of that needs to come off, and then I gotta hair the back of the head. So I gotta knock some of this bark off, and I'll put my mark on the back of this dude. Actually, I can do that first. But let me take his phone and go around. If that makes any sense. You guys. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay. This side profile is really cool. Good. I think that's great. Looks really good. Okay. Heck yeah. Hey, baby kisses. Perry Lowe Jr., the Carving Wizard, Billy Shoemate, Ray, Sandy, what's going on? Creation does 777. Boy, do you have an awesome live. EW, the Electric Whittler. What's going on? Guys, next Wednesday, 2 p.m., we got to support Josh as they go across. Not that they're going to need our help. They're going to walk right across that 10,000, but we want to be there. All right. Okay. So I'm going to knock this bark off. I'm just going to round it, because it's kind of a funny piece down here. It was knotty anyway. It's a pretty knotty piece, period. But, that said, it's pretty good back here, and I'm going to mark it right here. And then, yeah. Then I just gotta cut it down, cut the bark off and the base, and then really all I have left is to like sand the claws, give them a little bit more point, all the claws, and the muzzle, the mouth, clean it up, and give him his nose holes and his eyes. to take that. All right. So I'm gonna take and cut like a loop, little flat or rounded edge around, all the way around, and then I'm gonna try to peel that bark off with a scratch. Hey, mama. Okay. Let's get it done. Hey, wave. You're gonna walk by the camera anyway, or maybe you're not. I don't know. She waved. All right, I guess. I really want to get the eyes in this dude bad. And the only way I'm going to do it, I think, I've either got to run long cords down here or generator. And I'm trying to think, which one's going to make the most sense. And I can get electric down here. Just take a couple of cords to do it. So I think I want to do it. That's it. I cannot wait to get the eyes in now. So here, I'll show you guys how he's going there first. Let's see. So here he is with the cut down muzzle. I cut it down quite a bit, and to me, it just makes him look a little better. The side profile is really cool. I like that. I mean, it's almost got a realistic. But anyway, the toes. First time I tried to do this kind of detail with the toes, and my thing was, man, it's so big, it was pretty easy to do. And of course the fingers have to be cleaned, the claws have to be cleaned up. I appreciate that, baby kisses. They'll have to be cleaned up with flap disc, and yeah. But that said, I mean, yeah, I get in the ears, I got to smooth around the edges of the ears, and you might have been able to do that with a saw, but I didn't when I was up there, when I had it high, and we were doing what we called the earthquake live, video number 1 on this. But anyhow, that kind of is what it is. But I cannot wait to get the eyes in this dude. And so, heck, I'll just walk up here. I'll just talk. I was going to be on here till 9, no matter what. And I seen Creation Dust was on from 2 to 5. Wow, he was on at 5, and I didn't see if Wow had quit by the time I got on. But there was a lot of people live streaming, and actually, there's a lot of people live streaming that don't even normally live stream. So I wasn't the only one. Uh-oh. That's never good. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, where's he going? Oh, he's coming down our road. He's not coming here. I can promise you that. At least as far as I know, unless the boss lady fell and hit her head and they didn't tell me. That's always possible too. I don't think so though. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. They ain't coming here. It's probably an accident. There's a lot of accidents out there on the highway. It seems like people can't drive, including me. I'm not gonna judge them. I'm awful. I mean, I don't know how I'm alive because I'm an awful driver. But I'll tell you the truth, you know, just kind of is what it is. I'm a horrible driver. I'm just trying to get this cord unwound. And then I got a 100-footer somewhere around here. And then we'll get the biggest man paw burr I got out. And that's what we're gonna use. Biggest one I got. Don't mean it may not be big enough. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. It may not be big enough. I wonder if that was zoomed in the whole time. And then that's why I was having a hard time getting kind of far away. But I know I got another 100-footer. I got a 100-footer around here. Or maybe it's a 50. It's the way these things go. It's always when I wasn't prepared. But I tell you I wasn't prepared. And somewhere around here, there's another extension cord. But I'm not sure where. Let's walk around and look at it. I'll talk to you guys. You know, that's the thing. You do these lives. And most of the time I don't say a whole heck of a lot. You know, and I work and I might say something silly. Just enough to make you mad or make you laugh, one or two. And then I'm gone. And I mean, still working. But in reality, it's because I don't really I have a lot to say. But none of it makes any sense. So, you know, I try to spare people having to listen to that. You know, because I'm a nice guy. At least that's what I tell myself. You don't have to believe it. You know, I don't know that I believe it, but I'm a nice guy. So there. Somewhere around here, I got at least a 50-footer. Here's a 50-footer. I don't know if it'll go far enough. I don't know if that's going to get us there or not. I might in the end just wish I had got my generator out. And if you're wondering, man, he's going to have all cards out and how he's got to carry all that stuff back to the house and all that. Now it's putting side by side. I'm not carrying nothing. This is America. We don't walk. That's why we all got sugar, diabetes, and 3 chins and all that good stuff. You know, at least I do. I mean, I'm not talking about you guys. Just me. You know, everybody speak for yourself, right? I know. Okay. Another cord. It's good. Oh man. Let's see. What's going on, CNG? Glad to see you in there. Heck yeah. Let's reading this here. Matthew. Heck yeah. See Billy. Billy's doing, I bet he's doing pretty good. As long as he's got a shirt on, CNG. That's the issue we seem to have, Billy. Is for some reason he likes to go around with his shirt on all the time. And scares the neighbors and all that. And I'm not sure why. You know, we haven't been able to figure him out yet, but that's just kind of how he is, you know. He's running around with his shirt on. And ain't that right, Billy? Say, yep, Perry, you got it right. I know he's going to come clean. He's an honest fella. Yeah. Since I was in the hospital, I'm not taking my metformin. My blood sugar is spot on. I heard that. You know, baby kisses. Every one of my dad and every one of his brothers and sisters, there was 5 of them. And every one of them had sugar of some sort. And, you know, Dad and his oldest sister, which Dad was the oldest, he's dead now. He's dead, and then the brother below him, they tell me I got the phone knocked over. But anyway, 2 of them have died. But anyway, yeah, I got enough cord out here. I'll probably burn the tool up. But anyway, they all had sugar, and they all got hit by it all of a sudden. So I expect it eventually to happen, because none of them, it hit all of them. They didn't know it was coming. I mean, they were like, they were, you know, older ages, like kind of like mine, or like I am now. You know, I'm almost 50, and it just hit them all of a sudden. Okay, I'll come up here for. Here's another reason why I only talk and spurt, because I can't talk and think at the same time. I can't even walk and chew gum. You know, I mean, it's these things, you know. Anyway, we'll change this out. I got a, yeah, crescent wrench over here too. But my Mapaw burrs might be in the garage because the other day when we were working on that other stuff, I did that fish. And hey, we'll go find out. That's where I'm at with it. We're going to find out. That's where it's at. Is that loose? Nope. Getting there. But I just can't wait to get the eyes in that dude. Get this I'm pulling against myself. Maybe. Apparently I didn't make it big enough. And I can't see, my glasses are got sweat on them. And I could take the time to clean them, but what happens is when you wear glasses and you carve wet wood, your glasses get all that residue from the wood on them. And here, let's walk in here. And so if I try to clean them now, then they're gonna be, you know, kind of covered up with all that yellow and crap, and I'm just not gonna do it. I'll wait. It's not that big a deal. But I can't wait to get this dude's eyes in. And actually, I'll take my quarter shank cuts all extreme flamer burr down there too. And let's see, here was my man paws. Well, here's the biggest one I got, and I don't know if it's going to be big enough or not. But I know we're gonna find out. It's pretty big. I mean, it might be big enough for his eyeball, and I give him some eyelids because he's so big. There's no reason why I couldn't, I guess. Oh, something else I want to take down there with me is 2-foot ladder. I could stand on the back of the side-by-side, but I actually think that'd be too high, really. But that's it, I got plenty of time. I can't see why I don't just go ahead and get it done and call this project mostly done. I'll still have to sand the muzzle and the claws and all that stuff, but I'm gonna work on it until 9, I can tell you that. Let's see. All right, let me change this burr out, or put this eye burr in real quick. And I need to take the tools with me because I have to cut saw flamer burr with me too. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. If seems like as soon as you're not running a chainsaw, views drop off, and most of the time dramatically. But I'm kind of an anomaly because I've taken up. I was talking to Creationist about this. I've taken up flex shaft carving, which I don't even know what I'm doing, and somehow the 2 biggest live streams I've ever had was the last 2 weekends. I was flex shaft carving stuff, and so go figure. You know, it is what it is, and I don't care. I mean, I'm so far forward on it now that it's not that big a deal. I'm going to do it. I need to be regular, and I really like hanging out with the same group in the tribe. You know, people like to watch this stuff, and we all like to watch this stuff. But man, I'll tell you, when you hit numbers like that, it's pretty daggone exciting. Don't let anybody tell you different. They're lying. Okay. All right. Here's that. I'll move it on around. Get him back in the dolly. And we'll give this guy some eyeballs. Back enough, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. There you go. Okay. This little goofy ladder. It'd be just enough. Get a good angle on it. And then cut the nose in without my face being right up against it, sucking in all the dust, you know. I got power. Yeah. Okay. So that's gonna take a while. getting there. It's just about there now. It's taking a lot to cut that in. And I'm also thinking about, you know, the voltage could be awful low on the tool, but I will tell you at the same time, it's a cheap V-bore tool, so I'm not all that excited one way or the other, but at the same time, I would like it not to die. I want to say it was like 40 bucks. And you hate to waste money on anything, right? Let me do that and then step back and see if that looks about even. Yep. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, when you give them knives, they come to life. Yeah, that's back in there. You see that side there, a little better than this side as far as. Let me cut this one a little bit more. Don't take much. Heck yeah, that just brings it to life. One thing I noticed though now that I put the eyes in and the eyes are even, is it would be nice to take a little bit of the nose out right here. And so I probably better do that before I put the, I didn't bring the tools down to Cheese Brewers, did I? Nope, I did not. But I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Now that I noticed that, let me show you guys. Yeah, I'll set this in the, set right there. I'll show you guys how the eyes look. They come out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So, I don't know, the sun making it hard to see them. And then it's just dirty, you know, it gets dirty back in there. But they're nice and even. But you see what I'm saying? When you get right here, there's more nose right here. And it's easy. It's an easy fix, but you probably better fix it. You know, that's where I'm at with it. Because the eyes are even, the nose is not. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and thin that out with the bar just a little bit. It's looking pretty good though. Let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. Mouth fell. All right. Yeah. Get the mirror mounts back on. All right, I think it looks good now. I will show you. That way I can say I got a opinion from the peanut gallery. And that does not say the peanut gallery is right. It just says that I showed the peanut gallery and they were able to share opinions. All right, let's go get some, I got that burr in my pocket, but I left the tools up there. And I got all these big pieces here. And last early winter, I made two bears, one on top of each other. And that was inspired from watching Josh and making these bears climbing those posts. Well, it was just a simple tree limb I did, and they give a bark and stuff, but it had two bears on it. And the first time I took that thing out, I sold it. And so I've got a lot of those down there, pieces that I could make a couple of those out of. And I'm at least going to make one for sure with all this wood I got down here. I mean, I got a lot of wood and I got more coming. That's a heck of it. Here's a bunch of these pieces up here. They're like, I don't know, 14 inch and down stuff, and a bunch of posts for pumpkins. I got 30 some posts in there. But then I got all this big stuff. And I got two pieces coming that are 22 to 26 inches that are 8 to 10 foot off the same tree. And so that's going to add to this pile. I'm going to have a lot of daggone wood. I'm going to have enough wood to last me for a long time anyway. Even with all the shows that got coming up and stuff. Which is another thing, you know, you really got to make small. You got to make small stuff for those shows. Yeah. That's what sells. And which is it kind of sucks for the carver, because the truth of the matter is the big stuff goes almost as fast as the little stuff. And I mean, it really isn't that much. Wow, that thing's still really hot. You know, you might have twice to 3 times as much in a big carving, and you know, you can get a heck of a lot more out of it, but it's a lot harder to sell. So you have to make a lot of little stuff. A lot of little stuff. It's just the way of life. It's just the way of life. You have to. And that's what we learned last year. We made all that little stuff, and that little stuff's what sold. It was anything $100 and less. And I mean, that's the bottom line. That thing's still going to be kind of warm. I'd like to get it in one of them holes so it don't end up disappearing. But it's hot. Try not to burn my hand. Come on, baby, go in the hole. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Almost like I should have been a professional put it in the hole person. Okay, all right. I don't think there's a sport called that, is there? No? I'll have to ask Siri later, since you guys doesn't know the answer. Uh-huh. Yeah, you still plugged in? No. Shouldn't be. Yeah. Please don't plug it cool, doesn't it? You changed bits. Why'd you think it was plugged in? Let's see what we got here. I'm up above it, so I'm not worried about the dust too much. Yeah. The only thing I'd like to do is have them back in deeper, but it's just kind of complicated to do that. I think I'm happy. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All that dust, I should have brought the RZ down here. And yeah, I'm breathing in all that crap. Yes, I know. But the eyes, we'll have to do something with the eyes. Like give him I ain't gonna do this one. Well, heck, what time is it? It's about 9. I got 15 minutes. Yeah, something like that. I think I might just go back up there and get the other die grinder. Let's get the pointy bird, and I can work on them eyes a little bit. And you know, just give him some eyelids. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Give this guy some eyelids. Let me set that there. And we'll walk back up here. I'll show you what I got, and we'll walk back up here because I got a few minutes, and it wouldn't take that long to do it. That's what we got so far. You know, other than this is going to be right here in the spot where it's not going to be colored. And so that kind of looks like he's, I don't know, maybe he's smoking a cigar or something. We'll just say he's smoking a cigar. Hey, why you over here running your mouth? Huh? Nobody wants to hear you. Yeah, you. Yeah, why are you always saying that stuff? Okay, well, I'll tell him. I'll tell him that's what you said. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what he said. Yeah, I know I told you. I told him I would tell you, but I'm not going to tell you. It wasn't nice. I'll be saving you guys some time. Yeah. He's making fun of me. He's not a nice guy at all. He's cut up and burnt. Especially burnt. Maybe I ain't cut him up, just burnt. We can hear him scream. I don't know. Oh, well. Yeah. Maybe I should turn the light on here, but that'd be a little bit more effort. Hey, this had the right tool for the job, man. Believe it or not. Heck yeah. Okay. So here's what I got. Little die grinder, pointy burr, and we'll cut this guy some eyelids in right over the eyeballs. And yeah, at least they're the top and kind of burr down in the bottom. I'll be standing far enough away that I'm not going to worry about the mask still. Yeah. But I'll be glad I have him done, man. He can dry. He's going to sit here and dry for a while. I'm debating whether I'll, oh, I did that wrong. There we go. I'm debating whether I will give him a relief cut or not. Usually any bearers, anything like this, I usually relief cut them. And something I seen Kyle Hall do years and years ago, and I started doing it, and I've seen repeatedly how it works. It does work pretty good sometimes. It works enough to make it worth it, I think. But then learning tricks that I learned, like Josh taught it, Creation Dust 777 taught us about Bondo and things like that. It makes that stuff a little less important. Walk right out the injection. That's kind of what I'm going for. They all look cute when the paint hits the nose, that's for sure. And you get a little white on the eyes. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll show you there. Just give me my eyelids over the top. You know, kind of, I don't know, not bad. The colors are kind of a little messed up, but whoa, how did we get so close? There we go. All right, hey, look at that. Hey, Dualtron, man, that's pretty awesome of you. I don't know if that's 50 bucks in my money, but hey, that's pretty daggone awesome, buddy. That's what we got. Heck yeah, I got a few more minutes. I thought about using that big cut-saw burr. Man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is $49.99. Dude, that's by far, that's the biggest super I've ever got. That's pretty daggone awesome. I really appreciate it. Heck yeah. That is awesome. Isn't that awesome, baby kisses? That's 50 bucks. Awesome, Dualtron. I appreciate it, man. Here, I'll give you kind of a little bit better look. I got to clean the snout up, sand it with a flap disc. That'll be the last electric action I got to take to this thing. But besides cleaning the toes up. And then that bark, I'm going to peel that bark off with, isn't that crazy? That's awesome, Dualtron. That's really awesome. But I'm going to peel that bark off with the, with my scrunch. And I might not get to that till tomorrow. But I got a few minutes here, and I think that I might just go ahead and cut them edges. I know everybody's got stuff to do. Don't sit around and wait on me. But I think I might take a few minutes with that cut-saw burr and see if I can't take and cut these nails down a little bit, just a little bit more. If I do, then I wouldn't have to sand them, and it probably may still end up having to use a burr anyway. So let's find out. Okay, here he is. Hey, do you think Dualtron got to talk to this guy? If he'd have met Jake, I mean, nobody likes Jake. This is Jake from State Farm, and he's kind of a jerk, and nobody likes him. It's mainly because he says all kinds of mean stuff all the time. And no, he's just a piece of wood, but I mean, he's a sassy little stick, you know. I mean, that's it. He really is. He's a sassy little stick. And you know, we thought about burning him, cutting him in half. I thought it'd be funner to burn him whole, you know. I don't know. We'll see. But I got another piece of that. Actually, I got about 3 or 4 more pieces of this. And this is Scott's pine. It's been like we've got wheels in a delivery. And anyhow, I made that guy, and I'm probably gonna make 6 or 7 more like him. Let's get ahead. I'm gonna work on these toes a little bit. I got time. I got daylight, much daylight, but I got some. Man, that is really awesome. Appreciate that, Dualtron. Heck yeah. So you can't buff this dude's feet down. And then, so anyway, that the bear, the twin bear carving, I think that's gonna be the next thing I do out here. I don't know, we'll find out. Because we sold the one we had so fast, and it wasn't that good, and I've gotten a lot better since then. And so I'm sure I can sell it. Probably would have went better if I'd have brought a box fan out here. Blew the dust away from me. And we got 3 of them in there. We sleep with one. We sleep with one. And the baby boss lady, she sleeps with one. And then for whatever reason, boss lady got another one. And then the carving Fanny, I got now, I got an old blower that came out of a bounce house, so like a kid's bounce ring. And that blower, I use that blower to keep me cool. And not only that, it was, if I'm down in a chair doing detail work like this, it'll blow the dust away. Depending on how I set, I got to set myself up so it will, but and that's pretty daggone powerful little blower. But that ain't doing me no good down here, is it? I think I'm happy with them. You know, I'll try to do the same thing down here. And I just wanted the claws to look like they were going down into the wood. Like he was kind of standing on, you know, he's dripping down in. And more than anything, I just want to take and make them as round as I can. I'll tell you what, there'd be, you make something like this, there'd be, it's cool because it's the biggest one I've ever made, so I guess that's the cause for, some may say that's the cause for celebration, you know. Made the first 6 foot there. But to me, my cause for celebration will be when I sell this dude. And I'll watch it roll away, or I'm delivering it. That's when I'll be happy. That's when I'll be doing happy dance. So, last thing I got left to do is clean the muzzle up and sand it down. Well, in the ears, but I'll probably use a, but I'm not gonna do it tonight because I said I don't want to be on here for 2 hours, and that's exactly how long I've been on here. So, let's see. Other than that, he's looking pretty good. Dug his toes out. Feet look happy. Claws. Dug claws out. They look happy. Eyes, nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, right? And so I finished up the, hey, Chosen, appreciate that, my man. It's first 6 foot bear for me. That's the first time I've made one this big. I usually make little stuff. So I think he looks better from the side. He's kind of in the middle between real bear and cartoon bear from the side, whereas he's totally cartoon bear from the front, you know. And I really think it helped cut that face down some, you know, too. Gives him a little better shape, you know. He's not so square right there in the cheeks. And the eyes look good. They'll be black with little white marks on them so that he looks like he's looking one way or the other. That's what I'm thinking. About a penguin. Heck yeah, about a penguin. There's a little song about this. Yeah, we're going to sing a little song I wrote. And Billy Shoemate's going to sing it note by note. Don't worry, right? All right, guys. Hey, that's what I got. You know, I'm a mess. Look at that. Heck yeah. I will not be back till Sunday night. Sunday night. It'd be like 8:30, 9 o'clock, I think. It'll be late Sunday night. That's my plan. We're going to be busy this weekend, so I can't do anything Friday or Saturday, anything like that. And I may do a preliminary burn on this thing tomorrow, but I'm not going to share that. You know, I mean, let other people live stream, you know. But I will catch you guys Sunday night. And don't forget, next Wednesday, Creation Dust 777. They're going to be going over 10,000, and we should all be there to support them and cheer them on. So let's be sure and be there. Guys, I appreciate y'all being in here. And, hey, it was Dualtron, man. We sure appreciate that, bud. Yeah, I mean, you see this community here, man, they all, oh, baby kisses. I'm glad you brought that up. I have a Conbola video coming out. It'll either be Saturday or Sunday morning. It's just going to be a little 4-minute video about how I went out camping, day camping in a Jeep and jeeping and stuff. And I made a little tent to camp under because it was really hot. But it's a long form video. Let that thing play all the way through. I don't care if you watch it or not. Just set your phone to the side and let it play all the way through. And check out Conbola products in our Amazon. You know, they sent me this stuff. It's really cool stuff. I got one more video to make with the stuff they gave me. And but it's really cool stuff. I mean, especially if you're into camping and you know, if you're into Jeeps and you like going out there and using your Jeep. But that's what I got. Boss lady's getting ready to leave for the night. She got to go up and be with her father-in-law. So I got a bell. I want to give her a kiss before she's out the door. Y'all have a good night. If I can get this to work. Hey, froze up for a second. Come on now. For some reason, I can't get it. Yeah, I want to stop streaming. I mean, for the love of God, phone, you don't think I want to know? I don't know what I want to do. You don't know what I want to do. You're not in here. You're in there. That's right. Come back when you can stay later, ya schmucks.